Yes, hello and welcome to another episode of Talk Leeds. It's probably my second one, and just having watched the Gracia interview. Just a minute, because I've got it tuned in somewhere. Just a second. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Just watching myself just to make sure it's all working and stuff, and we have a good stream by the look of it. It's not doing too badly at the moment. We're going to get a light on, burning the midnight oil. I think that's what it'll be tomorrow night anyway. If we're watching Leeds now, you'll probably notice that I've got a different shirt on today. For those who know, they know. If you don't know, this is the championship winning shirt, and the centenary edition one. There we go. Maybe I could just zoom in on that. The reason why I think I'm wearing this. There we go. The reason I'm wearing this is I think folks, tomorrow night, I think we'll find out for sure what is going on for next season, and I think that some of the season ticket holders will be forgiven for hoping for, is it a 10% discount or something like that? I don't know. I'm not a season ticket holder. I wish I was. One day I'll get home and I'll have a season ticket. I hope. But I've just watched the Gracia press conference. We'll just go on there and while we're talking about that. Before I start, you can join the stream. Alright, if you want to join, look in the comments, look in the description. There's links in there. You can join. No download required, folks. It's free to join. There's no download, no sign up, nothing. Alright, you're not giving your personal details away to anybody. You just tap it and it'll come up on my screen that someone wants to join. I'll open it up, invite you on, and ask you about your question, and you tell me what you think. I mean, you might disagree with me. I hope there are people out there that disagree with me, but at the moment, the way things are looking, and as time goes on, and what we've seen in the last 3 games, the time for taking it easy, putting our feet up and relaxing it's long gone. I'm afraid that time has gone. Trying to look professional, that's gone. And I think, like anything else, I'm like one of the other Leeds fans, calling for a little bit of fire and a little bit of fight. And when we go out there tomorrow night, we're gonna try and get 3 points. We don't have any choice, I'm afraid. We've got to get the 3 points. There's no trying about it. There's no thinking about it. I'm just going to paste this comment in. It's one that I received on one of my videos. It's a nice comment, actually. I do enjoy getting comments when I get them, and hopefully I can stick that one into the comments box. That's what I'll do. I'll stick it from the video. It's from a chap called, I believe it's a chap. I mean, you never know these days, do you? Chris. And Chris says, honestly can't see a win. Resigned to the fact they don't care enough for our football club. Maddison will tear our midfield apart, and Barnes always scores against us. 2-1 loss, but he prays. I think he says he prays. I'm just going to read out the rest of that comment because I can't. I'm limited to character numbers and stuff like that on this. So I just pray I'm proven wrong. Yeah, I think praying, begging, whatever it takes at the moment to get Leeds over the line, get us the 3 points tomorrow night. This could, make no mistake that it seems that Leicester are coming back into form a little bit. They've got a couple of players coming back. Apparently Maddison is coming back. Vardy is likely to be available for selection as well, by the sounds of it. We can't say at the moment whether that's going to be a definite surefire start, but you can bet your bottom dollar that the Leicester fans will want Vardy on the pitch right from the get-go. I think right from the first whistle. After their week, I replied to Chris. After their weekend result, I think you might be right. We could be in a real mess after this game. Same thoughts. Good win for them. Got technically much better players too. Nothing but a win, or I think we're definitely down. Yeah, a win is the must, isn't it? The 3 points are the must. There's no doubt in my mind that we're gonna, unless these players have had some very good motivational talk, some inspirational consultation, and something to energise them, show them a bit of impetus, get them ready for this match tomorrow, because this is the game that's going to decide, I think, what's going to happen next season. I'm also going to make a prediction that we're not going to win against Bournemouth. So there we go. I don't know if there's any point in me making a Bournemouth preview. I mean, somehow they've just come out of nowhere, haven't they, in the last couple of weeks, and they look like they're safe. They're a lot safer than we are. Right, press conference it is. What did Gracia actually say, and what is the implied meaning? I mean, it's anybody's guess. He still says the same sort of thing. So we're going to have a little look at that in a moment or two. We can just reboot that page. I don't know what's happened with it. It's alright. It's just YouTube finalising turning it into a video. So it starts today at about 7 minutes 53.
Good afternoon, Javi. On this side of the room, we look at these games as 6 pointers. How do you see it from your side of the table and inside the camp?
Yeah, as you say, it's a very important game, a crucial game in this important moment of the season we are. And of course, we give the value of the game is for us, and we are really focused on it.
Is it the perfect game in the situation of where you are, because you have the opportunity in your own hands to potentially deliver a huge result that will hugely aid your fight for some?
Yeah, a bit of an unusual question here. He says, is it the perfect game? And I'm not so sure what the journalist means by that, but I honestly think that there's no such thing as a perfect game. Every game is difficult this season. It has been difficult. The teams around us have strengthened somewhat. We just seem to have, lost our direction. We've lost our way. We've had all the hot air and fluff from Marsh. Once he's gone out the door, we've had a transitional period. Now we've got Gracia in, who, in my opinion, I hope that he's going to save us, but anybody's guess. Let's see what he says to that.
You never know. There are six games left. All remaining games are important. You never know where you will able to get points. But of course, playing at home is the next game, and we have to be focused on this game, knowing we are playing against Leicester, that they are coming from a win, and it will be for sure a demanding game for us.
Dean Smith, the Leicester City manager, has spoken about having to try and keep the crowd quiet at Ellen Road tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, by contrast, harness the home crowd? Because obviously recent home matches have not been good for them.
What I can say is that we playing at home feel really well because we always have the unconditional support of our fans, and I'm sure in this game will not be different.
Yeah, unconditional support of the fans, he thinks. I hate to say it, but, you know, I'm not going to blame him personally for what's going on. I think he's been left with a real mess to sort out. He's got a mixture of Bielsa players, Marsh players, Orta's, desperation signings, and I'm going to come on to that in a little bit later, and a little bit about that Orta Bielsa relationship, and well, we might as well say it now. And it seems to me that Bielsa, you know, he got accused of not accepting players, not accepting this, not accepting the other stuff, wanted a small squad, blah blah blah. And it makes me wonder, you know, if Orta's coming to him, oh, well, we're going to sign this player, we're going to sign that player, and Bielsa's just like, no, don't sign them. Don't sign it. Don't waste your time, don't sign them. I know who they are. I know what they're all about. I know more than you. I'm the manager of this football club. Just leave it alone, Victor. And, you know, start directing the football club rather than trying to micromanage the team and telling me who I want, who I'm going to have in my squad, etc. And he controlled things perhaps a little bit more, and it would be interesting to find out if that is, confirmed at some point during the future years. And I think that would be a fair assessment, that if he has done that, Bielsa, and he's tried to put his stamp on Victor Orta and controlled what Orta's doing in the transfer market, then it makes sense to me. You know, what's the point in signing players who are not going to make the cut? And at the moment, we've got a number of names. Hold on a minute, what's going on here? A number of names in that squad who shouldn't even be there, to be honest with you. They're not Premier League players. So simple as that. They're not players from the top flight of any competition, domestic or international. It beggars belief that this is the state that the club is in. And I honestly think, you know, I think we're about to be on the brink of dark times ahead, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and I also hope that this bloody stream is still working. Just give me a minute. Stand by while I get that camera working again. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay. What else does he say then? Let's get on with it. I feel a bit sorry for this guy, you know, in one respect, but in another respect, he's getting paid. He's getting paid to sort out this mess. He's getting paid to whether we win, lose or draw, and a lot of fans are probably going to say, you know, a lot of fans are probably going to say, the players don't care about the club. He doesn't care about the club. He's on a game-by-game contract. He's got no authority. He's been undermined in the dressing room, in the boardroom, and any other room you care to mention. And it's making his job much more difficult than it needs to do. This is why I said that, if you've watched any of my YouTube shorts, that we should be putting something a bit more permanent in front of him, and then at least he has a bit of authority in the boardroom, in the dressing room, and even doing these press conferences, because, you know, some of these journalists now are going to start sensing blood. There's a lot of talk about getting rid of him. It's the last thing we need to do. We need a period of stability. We need someone who's got who can outline a plan and a vision, and get our best starting 11s out on the pitch for every single match between now and the end. Like you say, 6 games to go. Every one of them's a cup final. I've watched some of this, but I missed the beginning of it. This is why we're creating this live stream. Maybe you want to come in and join. If you do, don't forget there's a link. Look at the pinned comment, okay? You just click that link there and it'll take you in. Let's get on with it.
Can I ask about the goalkeeper, Ilan Meslier, because he got a lot of criticism for his performance at the weekend, in particular his role in the 2 Fulham goals. How has he reacted to that?
He reacts well, as usual. He always trains well. He has a very good character, of course. Always trying to improve, like the rest of the players. And in this case, it's not different. We are conceding a lot of goals in the last games, and it's something we need to do better. But in the last press conference we spoke about that as well. It's not only about the keeper, it's something about the team. We need to defend better, and I think if we defend better, the keeper will be better as well.
Does he keep your backing then as the number 1 goalkeeper here?
I back all my players, and after I decide the players for the next game.
Just finally then, this game particularly tomorrow, and then the game against Bournemouth.
I mean, two fairly good questions there from the journalists. They're talking about Meslier and is he match fit? Is he capable of keeping the goal? And at the moment, a lot of fans have got question marks over him. He's looking a little bit suspect, and we're going to hear all this stuff about, he's a young guy, he's learning his trade and all this sort of stuff. I mean, how long has Meslier been in between the sticks for us? Who's doing the goalkeeping coaching for us? Who's questioning him during training? And are they working on these faults in training to the degree of, well, this is what you did, this is where you went wrong, Ilian, and in future we want you to see you doing this, or we want to see you doing that. Running through those scenarios in training, getting the other players to test him a little bit, and trying to work and develop his game. And is that happening? Because like anything else, those 2 goals are preventable goals. Now, what I will say is, during that match, he made some outstanding saves. He did make some incredible saves, and the shot-stopping side of it is generally very good. But where he needs to work on his game, and I've said this before, positional awareness, in and around the box, and certainly dealing with crosses. I mean, he's tried diving and tried parrying that first goal, and he sat there and you're like, if he misses it, Wilson probably doesn't get the ball. It probably flies over Wilson's shoulder, goes out for a throw-in, dangers averted. But he kind of just gets a fingertip on it, just slows it down enough, and adjusts the flight of the ball. And this is what we talk about, in it, with a game of fine margins and stuff. Second goal, it's not much better, is it? It's a similar thing. Willian goes down the left. We get absolutely bombarded with William. I mean, he has a field day. By a long way, man of the match. And I think a lot of the other pundits and plaudits, other pundits said that he's the man of the match. Blah blah blah. Outstanding performance from him, but the thing is this: we made him look outstanding. We made him look outstanding. Put a half decent right back in there. Someone who's got a bit of pace, who can keep up with him, or get the right winger on him. Somerville perhaps should have been asked to be a little bit more defensive, because we know that their threat is going to come down that left side. Anyway, here we go.
Will these 2 games define your season?
Yeah, I think maybe I'll tell you only the next one, just the next one, because we prefer to be focused on the next. We know the next 3 points. We need the next 3 points, and we have to be focused on that. After this game, we'll speak about the next, but now we prefer to be really focused on the importance of the next game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him there. We've got to take it on a game-by-game basis and try not to look ahead of the next 90 minutes of football at Elland Road. Leicester, it's a massive game. We can't be thinking about Bournemouth until we get this Leicester game out of the way, and hopefully, we can bag the 3 points against this lot on Tuesday night, and we move on again then, don't we?
Javi, Liam Cooper and Max Wöber were probably a couple of positives from the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe their influence coming back into the side?
Yeah, as you say, I think they played well last game. They were coming from being out of the team for different reasons, but both have the experience in this moment the team needs, and the quality as well. Important players during all the season, and I think in this moment of the season even more.
Have they been able to train, Javi, since the weekend?
Sorry, say again.
Have they been able to train? Because they look like they picked up some knocks.
This is an interesting thing about Wöber and Cooper. I mean, for me, Wöber was outstanding. Cooper as well. He did really well. And I think Cooper is one of those players that he knows the mess that we're in. He knows that we're in a dogfight now. And the other players, some of them, it just doesn't seem to have registered that there is a possibility that we can get relegated into the Championship, and if we go back down there, there's a chance that we could be down there for a long, long time. We don't want to go back down there. I don't want to go back down there. I'm sure most Leeds fans will agree with me that we don't want to go back down there. But there are murmurs from some who absolutely hate and despise everything about the Premier League. I despise a lot of the stuff about the Premier League. The money, the corruption, a lot of the stuff that's going on with the VAR and everything else. And Championship football. What, you want to go to Preston North End, Millwall, these sort of places? Come on. I mean, we're supposed to be an elite football club with the history and all the rest of it. We should be in the top flight of English football. There's no doubt in my mind. If you would disagree with me, you can stick it in the comments. Most Leeds fans, I think, will agree. On with the conference.
For the next game, we have some players. In this moment, I'm not sure if they will be able to play.
Yeah, they're alluding to injuries again. He doesn't talk about injuries, so we might as well skip through that.
Criticism is everywhere, obviously, after 3 defeats, Javi.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in your players. You've defended them all the way along.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you keep them believing that this is going to change?
I think all of us can feel we are living tough moments in the most important part of the season, but at the same time we know, I remember when I arrived 5 games ago, we were in second at the bottom, emotionally in a difficult moment as well, and we were able to change that dynamic, and then now we did it and we can do it again after these 3 bad results. We can change that dynamic and try to come back to the good results.
I like the answer, and he's right. He came in, 5, 6, however many weeks ago it is now, and he steadied the ship. We were in a real mess before this guy took over. I think we'd gone 10 games without a victory, and I think in the next question the journalist talks about picking up wins in the first 6, etc. But this is the reason why I think we should stick with him. Sacking him is not an option. Getting rid of this guy right now and his staff is a real no-no. It must be a no-no. And I urge Victor Orta to offer him some permanency and try and steady the ship, because at the minute, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. There's a lot of dissenting voices, a lot of people getting fed up with seeing what they've seen this season. I understand that. I'm fed up of it. I don't want to see us lose. It's as simple as that. And I certainly don't want to see us lose any game. But in the last 3, especially the last one against Fulham, it's difficult. You've got God knows how many thousand fans down in Fulham. 35,000 at Elland Road week in, week out, and they're all better managers than Javi Gracia. That's what they would have you believe. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's gonna turn us round. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I might be a bit negative wearing this shirt, but he's got to do it. He's got to do it. There's no doubt. There is doubt, but he's got to do it. He's got to keep us in the Premier League. Our saving grace is that there are, according to the statistics, 3 or 4 other teams who are worse than us. We can get this result tomorrow night. We're back in the game. We're gonna be safe. We're gonna be safe.
Do you need more help, Javi? And what support have you had from the management at the club?
No, I only need points.
Simple as that.
So that's a no then. He's had no help from the club. He's had no help from Orta. The expression on his face. He's a poker face manager, this guy, isn't he? He doesn't say very much. He doesn't give you any idea about the inner workings of Leeds. But it makes me wonder, are they helping him? Are they trying to get these players in, talk to them, give them a bit of counselling, get them back in the game, get them mentally fit for this next 90 minutes of football? That is what is required for them to put a Leeds shirt on. And are they willing to fight for this club? Like McKennie, you've seen my lineup in the last couple of games. McKennie I've dropped, Ayling I've dropped, Bamford also dropped. I've dropped a couple of other players as well. You could go and watch any of my other match previews, and I think I'd do the same. It's quite clear as well that having Rodrigo up front on his own is a complete waste of time. It's not working for Rodrigo. He's not successful in that type of formation, and there were instances during that Fulham game. I'm sat there, I'm thinking, oh yeah, look, someone's defending. Who is that that's doing defending? Oh, hello, it's Rodrigo in the Leeds 6-yard box, defending, cutting at, conceding a corner. Why the hell is Rodrigo in our own 6-yard box, defending? He should be stood on the halfway line. Right, when we get the turnover the ball, pump it up to Rodrigo. He can either run onto it, latch onto it, or hold it up and try and bring someone else in. It's just ridiculous to me. It just seems so imbalanced. But I mean, he knows better than me as the manager at the end of the day, and we have to kind of respect and appreciate that he's got a track record of picking up points in the Premier League, and that's the main thing, isn't it? That's the main thing that we need at the minute.
But something has to change, Javi, doesn't it, to get out of this rut at the moment? Mm-hmm. So does your approach have to change now into tomorrow night's game, particularly the start of the game?
Yeah, I try to look for the players in best condition to compete, because we have to recognize that we need to compete better if we want to achieve better results. We need to change something, but not only the solution is not always to change players. We have to find a way to have a better balance, like we did in many other games, and with a good balance we'll be closer than get better results, is my opinion about that. Not always the solution is to change players.
He sounds like to me here he's getting a bit impassioned. He's wanting to demonstrate that he does care about the results. He's got to care about the results. He's a professional football coach, stroke professional football manager, and this leads me on to some of these players where accusations are flying around about this player doesn't care, that player doesn't care. If these players don't care about the football club, and we think, or he thinks, that they don't care about the team, they don't care about the club, means they don't care about the fans, you drop them. It's as simple as that. They don't need any explanation. Don't bother so-and-so. Stay at home tonight, watch the Leicester game on TV, and I'll show you how we get 3 points out of this lot. Because you don't give a monkeys about this football club. You don't care about the fans. You don't care about the club. You're talking about going to Juventus. You're talking about going here. You're talking about going there. We all know who I'm talking about. And if that is the case, and I suspect that is the case at the minute, that one or two things are being said and one or two things are going around in the press, that don't play him. Simple as that. Do not play him. You've got to put whatever we can scrape back out of them in a transfer fee. That's what we care about. But putting these people out on the pitch to stroll and saunter around is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Just get them to stay at home. Paint the bloody front nails, whatever it is that they want to do. Play tiddlywinks. I don't care. They don't care about the Leeds, and the fans shouldn't care about them. You are in this. You're getting paid to show up and care. You're getting paid to show up and put in a bloody shift. So get your fucking finger out your arse and get out there tomorrow night and start dominating that midfield. Oh, I'm getting angry.
Hello, Javi.
Hello.
Just about Meslier. He's still a very young player, especially for a goalkeeper. Do you have to speak to him individually? Do you have to treat him differently because of the problems he has at the moment?
I treat differently all my players because they are different, and I speak in different moments, in different days with all of them about different things. It's my job, and I have a good relationship with my players, and when they need me, I always be there.
Midfield came in for some criticism at the weekend.
Who? Sorry.
The midfield was criticised at the weekend. Is Adam Forshaw fit enough, perhaps, to come in?
Yeah, he played last game. Then he's available. After, we have to know if a player is coming from long-term injured, and to be in his best condition, for sure he needs time. But in this moment we don't have time. We have to take the best of all our players in the condition they are. Thank you.
Great.
Javi, do you feel that you need to take decisions to protect certain players, particularly young players, if they are in poor form at such an important moment?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke a bit about Meslier earlier. I think it sounds to me like he's obviously had to chat about that performance, and Ilian will know in his heart of hearts that he should have and could have done better with those crosses. But let's not forget that those crosses shouldn't have been crosses in the first place. We have to do something about that right back area where Christensen's in, and if Christensen's going to be up against someone who's got a bit of skill and a bit of pace, he's finished. He's absolutely finished. He's not going to be able to compete, and we could see that he couldn't compete against Willian time and time again, multiple times during that game, and he's not getting help. he's not getting assistance from McKennie or Rocker in those instances, and the defence is then getting stretched. So it's quite easy to see where we're going wrong. I've said it in my other posts, in my other videos. Why aren't we playing Javi? Or why aren't we giving one of these youngsters a try? Sonny Perkins, we've got a lot of other talent in those development squads as well. It beggars belief that they're not getting a tryout, to be honest with you. And this game is an important game, but they've got to be better than what we've got or what we're fielding at the moment. So I think a lot of fans would be saying, these guys in the development squads, the under-23s, under-21s, etc., under-19s even, give them a run out. They're going to be hungry. They're hungrier than McKennie. Hungrier than McKennie. I would be all in favour of that. And if they can come and put a performance in and we end up getting 3 points, they keep the shirt for the following match. It's as simple as that. And I don't care how much he's worth, McKennie, because that fee will pale into insignificance if we get relegated.
What I feel is my players are working very well, day in, day out, every day. As I said before, when I arrived, 9 games ago, I could feel they really wanted to change the dynamic. They wanted to do everything to get the results. And now, it doesn't change. Of course, we are coming from 3 bad results, but the atmosphere, the spirit of the team is the same. I think we have very good players, and like the rest of the teams, the rest of the players, they have up and downs, and we have to manage that even more with young players. And as I tell you before, if they need that I support them, I'll be here to support them, because they need now the support, not only when we won some games, important games for the club, but now they need the support. When they are not in the best moment, when to break this vicious circle, we need to break it, and to do that they need the support. After that, I'm sure they'll be back with their level, their best level.
And is it more difficult to develop your younger players, your under-21s, in a season like this, because the games mean so much and the pressure would be so high?
He's quite literally just going to go on there and answer what I've pretty much just said, I think, there.
I agree that there are better moments for these young players, because in this moment to accept, maybe they have to accept a big responsibility, and then I think it's not fair for them. I think they have to grow, but in a better moment, in better situation, in my opinion. But if we need them, they'll play. I believe in all of them, but I think it's better for the young players to grow in other atmosphere.
So it's not really going to take anybody from the rest of the squad and put them in this particular lineup. So I think we could forget talking about Javi and anybody else at this stage, and between now and the end of the season, that they're literally going to be assigned to those teams that they're in at the moment, and they're going to have to stay there until the end of this year. Interestingly, I don't know if you've read this description. It says, if you thought this video was, don't forget to subscribe and hit like button. Also, if you want to get a notification every time we post, hit the bell button in the top right hand corner. MOTAWALAW. This video was what? Anyway, look, I'm not here to to talk about that sort of nonsense. The football is what we want to talk about, and we want to just see what else he's got to say about this.
I have it. I think you, before you came to Leeds, they're not winning 10 Premier League games, and then you came in, you had 3 wins from your first 6 games. Does that sort of run that you've had previously convince you that the players have the belief, the ability and the desire to stay in the Premier League?
This is a good question, and the belief, no. At the moment, no, they don't have the belief. The ability, at the moment, no. And the desire, well, we've already alluded to that earlier on in this stream, that there are a number of individuals on that pitch, or there were on that pitch on Saturday against Fulham, and it came across that they don't have the desire. Now, I get it if they're carrying injuries or niggles and stuff like that, but if that was the case, why aren't they getting substituted? And if they started the game with known injuries, why are they starting the game? It beggars belief to me that we've had this in the past with players, you know, trying to keep knocks and strains and all the rest of it. Hush, hush. They're putting up below par performance, and it comes out afterwards. Oh well, you know, he had a bit of a niggle before we started, and blah blah. It shouldn't be. It should be the fittest, best starting 11 that we can field every single game. And that's it. And if you are injured, or if you've got a knock or a strain or whatever it is, be honest. Just say not feeling up to it. I need a week off, whatever, because I've got a strain. Get a medical examination. Yeah, got a strain. No place for you in the starting 11. No place for you on the subs bench. Simple as that. Unbelievable. But as far as the belief goes, it's looking increasingly obvious that there are 1 or 2 on that pitch on Saturday. They don't have the belief, and they certainly don't have the desire to compete for Leeds United anymore.
Yeah, like I feel they have all you are saying. They believe, they have the desire. But sometimes, the other day I told them that, okay, I know when you feel something for someone, you have to do something. You have to let him know, let her know that you feel something for that person.
He's getting a little bit impassioned here, and he starts getting a bit like that later on in this press conference, and that's good to see, a little bit of emotion for him, because up until this press conference I was beginning to think, I'm not going to bother entertaining Gracia's press conferences because they're quite a bit boring. It's the same questions every week, and there's nothing new. This for me is quite new.
But you have to do it now. Of course, nobody doubt about your desire, about your commitment, about all these things, but it's the moment to show it, it's the moment to do it. It's the moment after the last 3 defeats, we have to do something different. Let the people know the desire you have, and it's the moment in the games. You have to do it, because in every training session, I can feel it. Then we have to demonstrate on the field next game.
So in terms of the way that the players train at Thorpe Arch, there's a good atmosphere within the group, and now it's just about transmitting that to the matches.
Yeah, that's the key. Try to be.
But this is the thing, isn't it? If all of this stuff is all great and it's all roses and all the rest of it up at Thorpe Arch, and everybody's up there having a great time, and they're training well, and all this other stuff that we're led to believe, surely it should be carried over to Elland Road. I mean, it's only up the road, isn't it? From Thorpe Arch to Elland Road. What is the damn difference? It seems a bit of a... I get the question, and I understand it, but why are the players having these difficulties in transmitting the camaraderie and all this other stuff? I mean, do we have any camaraderie? Are there any players who are in that squad who you think, he's another Alioski, or he's another Pablo Hernandez, or whatever? It seems quite bizarre that we're just looking like we're lackluster. We're just lackluster. Don't care. We're done. Like literally, we're done. I looked at that Fulham performance and I thought, I'm beginning. I've got the feeling that some of them, they just don't care. Like a lot of the other fans, they don't care anymore. They've given up. They've given up.
Be able to take our work here to the competition. Of course, it's hard because you are competing against good teams, against teams that they have their objectives, and it's not easy. But we have to change something to compete better.
Oscar, there was a lot of fan anger at Fulham. How damaging can it be for your side if the crowd grow frustrated tomorrow night? How badly do you need them to stick by your side?
Yeah, just looking at a comment here. I'm not sure how I'm going to pronounce that. Is it Fantace? Is it? Fantace says, agreed, it's 3 strikes. We are in, and some real good stuff coming up here. No ability, no belief, no desire, and quite frankly, some of them need a good kick up the arse. There's no other way of putting it. There's no point sugarcoating it. There's no point saying that we've got to be nice. They're getting what they're getting. They've got everything they can possibly ever ask for, and then they go out and show up 90 minutes, and I just don't give a toss. Anybody else shows up in any profession, and like me, if I show up for a day's teaching or whatever it is, and I just think, I don't care. I don't care. I just sit there. Kids, I don't care. I teach for a living, by the way. I don't care. Do whatever the hell you like. And I started doing that lesson in, lesson out, day in, day out. I'd be out of the door in a flash and replaced. Footballers, that risk doesn't happen to them. They don't have, some of them don't have a sense of the real world. And that is the trouble. They all need a damn good hide in, some of them, and get them into the belief that this is not a joke. It's not a joke. There's big money at stake. The club is at stake, as well as your jobs as professional footballers at this football club. And if we do go down, we're going to end up selling you at a cut price, and we'll make sure that we send you somewhere that you don't want to go because you're still under contract. You're still under contract. Nobody doubts, don't think so. Yeah, I know. I've got angrier and angrier as the day's gone on today. I mean, I made that video and I published it this morning, and I'm sat there, I'm thinking to myself, the time for excuses is over. It really is over. It's been over for a long time, but that bloody Crystal Palace game, I was sat there doing the watch along. I'm thinking, how the flaming hell am I going to do this? What can I say? What can I say that's going to make it any better? The answer, nothing. The difference is that training isn't the battlefield. Yes, I agree that they've given up, but you wouldn't think so based on what Javi's saying. Well, Javi, this press conference is a different press conference from all the others. And I called for this in my previous videos, and I said, I'd like to see the journalist giving him a bit more of a going over with the questioning. It's been a little bit nicey. We're not getting much reactions out of him. We're not getting any information. And I'm sat there thinking, what is the point of a press conference? And finally, today, he's a coach who sounds like he has got a bit of passion, a bit of fight in him. I've said it, I think he's undermined. I think he's undermined by his contract. The players know that. He could get kicked out of the door 90 minutes before this game kicks off tomorrow. That's the contract that he's on. It frightens me, but it's no surprise that other top coaches have said no to Orta. If that's the contract that Orta's putting in front of them, there's no wonder that they're going to say, well, You want to employ me game by game with that lot? 10 games they hadn't had a win. Are you having a laugh? Unbelievable. Yes. Fantastes, I think it is. Yes, I like that. That's a good name. So thank you for joining the live stream. We're almost... Coops and Wober were maybe the only ones who showed some steel. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. Wober, I was... or Verbo, however you want to pronounce it. I was watching him in that first half. I mean, he put his body on the line every minute of that half, and that is what we need from the rest of them. You know, some of them are strutting around there like bloody prima donnas, and this is it. You know, I'm in the Premier League, blah blah blah. You won't be in the Premier League for much bloody longer if you don't pull your finger out. It's as simple as that. You'll be getting shipped off back to Serie A with all the rest of the retards. And the old man's league, it's not on. It is not on. You sign that contract, you commit yourself at every single match. Too right about Palace. Cracks started showing after Palace's first attacking foray in the first half. The first half was it was okay, but the warning signs were there. You know, they're a side that's like us. They're scrapping for the points, and they weren't done. They weren't done. We look like we're done. And I mean, I don't know what magic pill Roy Hodgson gave them at half time, but Christ Almighty, it worked. Because we just, I mean, it almost looked like they were still in the bloody dressing room. Palace were opening us up so easily, and there was so much space on the field, on the pitch, that it just seemed that we were all absent, AWOL, absent without leave. I think that's what I should have put in the thumbnail. Absent without leave. They've all buggered up. Their mind's still in bloody Monte Carlo, or that's all they're thinking about. Oh God, honestly, I'm not kidding. We need to give Javi a sack of tuners, so he can share them out to the players in the training sessions of very kahunas. A very large pay for himself. It makes me laugh. I'd love it if we could just say, right, send Gordon Ramsay into that bloody dressing room before this match kicks off, and get in there and give him a right kick up the arse and make him angry, make him upset, and make him get out there and win this bloody football match. I don't think I could stomach one more defensive performance in our house. No, neither do I. I want 3 points. I want to see an angry Leeds side. I wanted to see that on Saturday, but we didn't get it. A lot's been said about Rocker and McKennie in the middle of the park, and why are these other teams just pulling us apart at will? And Christensen is exposed. He hasn't got the pace to keep up with some of these left wingers. I mean, I haven't done a Leicester preview yet, but if I'm sure as hell sure that if I have a look at Leicester, you know, we're going to have a lot of problems down that side of our defence again. Putting Werber in at left back, it worked well for us. I don't think Werber wants to play there. He's never going to come out and say, "Well, I don't want to play there. I've told the boss I want to." He'll never say that. But it worked well for us. It worked well. I don't know. It's just imbalance in the side. It's poor decision making. The timing of the decisions as well. When that first goal goes in, right, this is it. We're gonna have to. We've got no choice now against Fulham. You've got to chase that game and try and get 3 points out of it. They're not that good going forward. Too right, Bandy. Yes, yeah, of course. If any of you want to join me, Weston's mind is still in sunny Italy, and Jack's mind is in his bank account. What is going on with Jack Harrison? I mean, I like Jack Harrison. I like all the players, but I just want him to get more consistent. is it where he's being played? Is he being man-marked? Is it just, has he given up? You know, is he just thinking, well, you know what, I've signed a new 5-year deal or whatever it's going to be. I'm going to make history here, and all these other sound bites and stuff that we had the other week from him when he signed that contract. Is he gonna move on? You know, he could have gone to Leicester. He could have gone to Newcastle. I mean, imagine if he'd have gone to Leicester, he would be in a Leicester shirt tomorrow night. You know, he nearly went there. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing at the boardroom. I really don't. The dressing room as well. I don't. It's just a club that seems like is in a. The alarm bells are ringing, aren't they? Yeah. Bayern Munich are still holding their bellies with laughter, selling Mark Roca. Yeah. Everybody's at Mark Roca, and I get that. I get it. You know, the last game or two is just not being there. When he played against Wolves, I thought that was a solid performance. He played really well for us. Forest as well. Was it Forest who played? And he played all right. Had a blinder, but these last 3 games. I mean, Christ Almighty, we're just getting turned over. We are just literally getting turned over. It is disheartening, despondent to see. I don't know if you want to watch the rest of this.
After the game, I can understand that the supporters are angry, but
yeah, the supporters are angry, Javi. They're not angry at you so much. I mean, you're on a sticky wicket. I think perhaps the book, they say that the buck stops with the manager, doesn't it? But the responsibility has to drop, or some of it has to drop at the feet of the players, I'm afraid. And Roy Keane said it about Jesse Marsh, that the players have literally got Marsh the sack by not performing. And are we seeing that? Is Gracia being undermined? And I suspect that he is. And Orta needs to get on top of this lot. And if there is dissent in the dressing room, if there is resentment about him, they don't agree with his training methods, or whatever it is that's going on there, it has to be addressed. And I hope Gracia, you know, I wish him well. I want him to succeed. I want him to get these players to succeed. But you know, the fans are paying every week. It's hard-earned dollar that's getting spent down at Elland Road. And it's the fans who are suffering, the club's suffering, and we don't want to suffer back in that championship.
at the same time, I know they will support the team. I don't have any doubt about that. I don't have any doubt.
It's been said that your side lack leaders across the pitch. Are you concerned whether they can handle the pressure if things don't start well tomorrow night and the crowd does grow unhappy? Are you concerned how your players will react?
No, if I can say something to the fans is support the players because they need them.
Support the players because they need them, as in the players need the fans. The fans will get behind you if they can see that you're putting your heart and soul into it. If you're going to go strutting around thinking, well, this is another easy paycheck, another easy 90 minutes, but my legs are a little bit sore, or, you know, it's not going to wash. The fans aren't going to put up with that, and there will be voices of dissent in that ground tomorrow night, I'll tell you, and it'll be toxic. And if you lot show up, this is a message to the players, if you lot don't show up physically but not mentally, and you're having a shocker, and it looks like that the fans think that you're not putting your back into it, they're going to be on you. They will be on you. There's no doubt in my mind they will be on you. And they're not happy with a number of players in that team, in that starting 11, from Fulham, from the Fulham game, from the Palace game, from the Liverpool game. So they're going to have to show up and put a bloody shift in. That's what we would say in West Yorkshire. They're going to have to show up and put a shift in. There ain't no half-arsed excuses are going to be acceptable.
Hi, Javi.
Adam.
We're right down to
Oh, no.
the crucial part of the season where 3 points could dramatically change the entire picture. Does that mean this game is perhaps even bigger than the cup final you managed Watford in?
All the games are important, you know, and for me, next game is the most important.
It's a ridiculous question. I mean, that cup final's what, 3 years ago, something like that. He doesn't, and I'm glad Gracia kind of shot the report.
It's the moment I am living, and I put my life there. I put everything in next game, in this challenge. Next games, 6 games, is my life, and we all are concentrated on that. What I lived in my past, it was important in that moment and are good memories for me. But now the present is important.
And when things were going well for yourself and Leeds earlier, you
Unbelievable. Christ's sake, carry on.
said you were having 2 or 3 hours sleep a night.
Yeah,
Are you getting any at all now?
yeah, I'm sleeping the same. Yeah, not too much, but I have time. In June, I'll sleep.
Hi, Javi.
Hi.
This is concerning about the lack of sleep. It's something that I spend a lot of time talking about with my students, that, you know, if you're not getting a good night's sleep, there's no possible way that you can be mentally ready for the day's activities the following day. And I would urge Gracia to start boosting that sleep rhythm and routine. I hope what he's just said is a complete load of hogwash, and he just likes telling the fans all of this stuff. But the lack of sleep, the health, how can I say this? Consequences of a lack of sleep, 2 to 3 hours a night, when an adult male his age should be on double that or more, slightly more actually. They can be problematic. There's no use showing up at the training ground and talking like, or being like you just want to sleep. And sleep is very, very important to the body, and it's very important to the mind. And I want Gracia to think about that very carefully. And what effect does that have on the players? Well, the coach only sleeps 2 or 3 hours a night, so I might as well sit up and play games all night and on the Xbox or whatever it is, and I'll be alright. I'll just turn up at training. It doesn't work like that. Your brain is the most important part of it, and it beggars belief that the manager is saying these things. The manager should be encouraging better sleep. Dispute me. Tell me I'm wrong. I hope I'm not. Leicester will attack us, so we better attack them from the start. I think so. We're gonna have. If we go toe to toe with them, I think we'll do all right. We'll win. But I think if we sit back, play this namby-pamby football, ask Rodrigo just to do whatever he wants to do on the halfway line. But when we're defending, you've got to come back to our 6-yard box. I don't want to see Rodrigo in our 6-yard box defending. I don't want to see him there making crunch challenges. He needs to be stood on the halfway line or halfway in our own half and the halfway line. He shouldn't be coming back to the 6-yard box defending. He shouldn't have to do that. I mean, can you remember the whole reason, or part of the reason Leicester won that Premier League title that year was Ranieri. I mean, if there's ever a manager that you'd like to see in your team, I thought, oh God, if we get Claudio Ranieri, that'd be epic. I mean, Claudio Ranieri, when the opponent had a corner, he'd put 2 or 3 players on the halfway line. Right, Vardy, stay on the halfway line. We win the ball, we'll punt it out. It's a long ball straight up the park. There'll be a couple of the players near you, Mahrez or whatever. Bring it down. And how many go back on that season and see how Leicester won the title. And I'm telling you now, watching it's the best counter-attacking team and counter-attacking football you'll ever see anywhere. They were brilliant that season, and I'm so pleased that they won it. It was an epic championship that season. We showed more bottle in League One. Leeds fans will always back their players if they just see passion for the shirt. Yeah, absolutely. We've got they've got no choice. Whoever starts on Tuesday night, they're gonna have to put a shift in. They're gonna have to work extremely hard to compete against this Leicester team. They're going to be battling for the 3 points. Make no mistake, they're not coming for a draw. They'll be here for a win. They'll be at Elland Road for the win, and we're going to have a tough time. The other teams around us smell blood. They know that confidence is on the floor at the moment, and they're gonna be after us. No doubt in my mind at all. But the game they're going to play is quite a simple game, I suspect it's similar to that season that they won the title. I don't want him being in our penalty box either. It's man Josh Dillon. Welcome, young man. Nice to see you. It's a quick live stream, an emergency live stream, because I just don't have the time to make a video about Gracia's press conference. It would take me too long. When I start making a video, it can be 3.5 hours, depending on what I've got to say. Let's have a look. Against Liverpool, he was doing it quite frequently. Yes, yeah, I noticed that as well. We have no choice. We need an outlet up front, and if Bamford isn't available, Rodrigo's got to be supported. Or if you do want him to do a bit of defending, somebody else has to take that position and stand on the halfway line. One player, two players, whatever it is, and just let the opponent know that if they don't score and we gather the ball, there's going to be a long ball pumped over the top and a player running onto it. Good to see you again, Gary. Thank you very, very much. So here we go. We're just about finished.
You knew this would be a hard job when you first arrived at Elland Road. Is it proving harder than even you envisaged then?
If you?
Is it proving harder than you first thought, this job?
I don't think it was like envisaged. It's probably confused him.
I enjoy my job because I prefer to be a player than a manager, but I can't do it. But I try to enjoy my job, and knowing there are good moments, bad moments, and in this moment we are working hard because I think there are.
Well, we're going to stop that there, to be honest with you. I think we should stop it there because I think the questioning, the line of questioning doesn't get any better, I'm afraid. It doesn't get any better. Thank you for welcoming me. Yes, I welcome everybody to my channel. If you join in, you want to comment, you want to do whatever it is you want to do in my channel, it's always nice. Bandy Famoski says we must force Leicester back. It does not take more than 9 men to defend a corner. No, the opponent will always leave 2-3 players on the halfway line, and why we're having every single body back in the 18-yard box is beyond me. It really is, because you win the ball, you try and break out, you're trying to ping it forward, and there's nobody there. We think back to that game against Leicester, and there was Aronson. I think he was all but clean through, and he checked and stopped. He's like, oh, there's nobody ahead of me. Just go, drive into the box, have a shot, or try and win it. I mean, Aronson, I won't even say he's an expert at falling down or getting tackled, but at the minute he's just not convincing enough for me. He's going to have to stay on his feet, because I think PGMOL they're onto him. you know, and any kind of challenge on Aronson, it's going to have to be a serious one for him to win any kind of free kick. So stay on your feet. Stay on your feet for as long as you can, and if it's a real bad one, go down, you know. Or at least try and get up, but make it look like that you're just not going to get up because you've been clobbered. I mean, we look at Leeds, and other people are saying the same thing, aren't they? We need, we're missing like a David Batty or a Vinnie Jones, you know, some real hard man in there, Eirik Bakker, Haaland. Someone like that that's just going to go in there and give it from the midfield and give it their all. At the minute, we don't have that in midfield. And try and wind up the players, work them, encourage them, talk to them. You know, that's the main thing. Thanks, Gary. Great stream. You're very welcome, fan tastes. Very good. The only teams we have beaten under Garcia are Wolves, Saints and Forest. Yeah. It might be the only 3 teams we have to beat. But if we pick 3 points up tomorrow night, it's going to be, we can breathe a little bit easier, I think. At the minute, a lot of us can't say. Hello, thank you so much for the wonderful stream. You're, of course, very welcome. I'm just going to do some questions on here. Against Fulham, I mean, I think that game was there for the taking. He delayed making the changes in that game, and I think if he hadn't have done, we'd have got away from there with a point. So I'm beginning to think that, you know, he should have done better there. He should have done better there. Liverpool was the same, Palace the same. You know, we're falling behind in the game. We look like we're losing it, and the fresh legs need to come on a little bit earlier during the match, I think. Fulham, Palace, of course. I said that. Do some players even care? I mean, I've said that already. So I think all I'll do now is wrap this one up. I'll try and get a preview video done for this Leicester game tomorrow night. I hope we can get it done. Let's have a look. It wasn't so as bad as I thought performance would have been. Happy Eid, Gary. Yes. Happy Eid to anybody celebrating Eid. Of course, it's Eid, and I'm on a 2-week break. So, you know, try and make some stuff for the channel. If you have any suggestions about thumbnails, who you want to see on the thumbnail for the Leicester game, drop them in the comments, and I'll try and your wish is my command. It is quite limited, though, right? It is quite limited. The atmosphere against Leicester will be rocking as well, so the fans are hoping for a win, just like us. Yeah, of course. I think it's going to be a big atmosphere tomorrow. The fans down there know how much this game means to us. The 3 points are going to be unbelievable if we win them, and it's going to have to be, but there's going to be a bit of toxicity if we don't. Well, like the reporter just said there, if we fall behind, or the players look like they're not putting a shift in, or there is a problem with a couple of players, the crowd are going to be unforgiving, I think. Unforgiving. As for Nonto, the boy wants to work. The boy can do the work. We must let the boy work, says Bandy Famoski. Bandy, did you see my YouTube short that I made today? All for you, Bandy. All for you. Go in there. If you haven't seen it, go in there, have a look. All I do is follow the points table because the football is not even worth. Oh, no, don't. And the points table, but the league table must be even harder to look at. It's harder to look at. I don't know how you can. Thank you for trying to make a preview game. No problem. Video, I meant, yeah, no problem. It's okay. Nonto and Melier. Oh, God. Melier. I mean, I've seen other streamers and they're talking about Robles starting. Has anyone seen Robbles play? I haven't. I haven't seen him play a game. I mean, I'm sure if you had a look at him somebody out there will have made a YouTube video. You know, Robbles skills. A day in the life of Joel Robbles at Leeds training, and this is 4 months ago. It's a Leeds video, actually. Joel Robbles is the name. Robbles' best saves. There is a video there. I'll put a link into it in a minute. Just give me a second. Of course, the press conference, Leeds United, courtesy of Leeds United on that one, we're doing a bit of. This is him here, Joel Robbles. You can go and watch that one. Oh, God. Let's have a look at this. Another good shot stopper. It's a bit theatrical. Oh, my God. It's a bit like watching that Gita the keeper. I don't know if you remember him. The non-toe debacle is inexplicable. It beggars belief. If you didn't join me for that watch along, I was sat there literally pulling my hair out, thinking and I said, when is he going to put non-toe on? It's taking way too. He should get him on the pitch. I will watch it next, Gary. Yes, okay, yes, there you go. Although he made his mistake, well, I mean, the thing is, at this level, is your mistakes are magnified, aren't they? They're under the microscope. They're out there for everybody to see, and everybody's, a lot of people have got opinions and stuff. And long live Prince Melly of Lorraine. I love it. I think he's good. Who? Meslier? Mellier's good. He's a good keeper, but he's just, I don't know, he's lost his way a little bit recently for me, I think. And it's becoming more apparent that Mellier's struggling, and I mentioned it in my video. I still say Meslier is lesser of two of the evils. He has got some great saves, and he kept us in that game. He did keep us in that game. How good was, that it was incredible. But you see, it's like anything else, isn't it? Sometimes, and we talk about freshening up, and you're putting in unproven players, and unproven players have got points to prove, and they want to be selected for the following game, so they're going to put in a 100% performance. And this is a lot of the fans' arguments about McKennie, about Rocker. A lot has been said about Rocker, but I will say that, all right, he struggled with the corners and stuff against Fulham, but did you see how tight that field was? The space required for a run-up to take a good corner. They've got all these obstructions down by the feet, like microphones, cameras, and all this other stuff. And I was sat there thinking to myself, it doesn't get much of a run-up down there. It's maybe 2 steps, and he's striking the ball. And it's not, maybe he's not able to generate the required power when he's striking the ball with that shorter run up. Look at the corners and the free kicks and stuff against Wolves and Forest and stuff like that, and other free kicks that he's taken, and that's probably why we've got Rocker on the pitch for the goal scoring outlet. Someone else who could score a goal. I will watch it as well, but not the watch along, as I have school the next day. Don't worry, buddy, it's okay. I know. Yeah, it's okay. Yes, Meslier. If it was not for Prince Meslier, we would be down right now. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think when we look at or analyse the stats, he's probably done more than many other keepers, as much as or more than many other keepers in the Premier League this season. And I think are we the worst or the third worst team for conceding goals. Did I see something? Maybe I'm right, or maybe I'm wrong on that one. Yes, we would. Crying face. Don't worry, buddy. Look, it is what it is. And if we go down, you know, it's going to be a sad day for us. It's going to be a sad day, but we just have to keep, you know, just think of the Leeds song. Think of the Leeds song, ups and downs. If I don't see us holding the ball a couple of seconds and stringing 3 passes together, I'm turning the telly off. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But if I do a watch along, mate, I'll be there from before the beginning, the full duration, and then at the end. I have a soft spot for him too, Bandit. Yeah, I know. Well, dearie me, I don't know. Let's hope that we get 3 points tomorrow, guys. And I'd like to just thank all of you for joining. All three of you. It's been a pleasure. Nice to hear and see some of your opinions in the comments box. I'm going to end it right here now and go get some rest, because I'm going to need more rest and a little shuffle around in the sleeping times to do tomorrow's watch along. Take care of yourselves, all the very, very best, and I'll see you if you join for the watch along. If you're not, it's okay, no problem. But let's march on together, hope and pray, and God knows what else, for 3 points against Leicester tomorrow. Take care. Oh, just a minute, there's a couple of more messages there. Thank you so much, Bandy. Thank you, Fan Tastes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Have a great evening, a great day ahead. What time is it now? Oh, yeah. Late in the afternoon, isn't it? So, yeah, have a great evening, great day ahead, and march on together. Pray for 3 points tomorrow. All the best.